Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita harus sedar bahawa negara kita ini dahulu dihormati, tetapi sekarangnya kita sudah tidak dihormati seperti dahulu. Menjadi tugas kita semua untuk memulih negara kita ini supaya sekali lagi dianya dipandang tinggi dan dihormati oleh seluruh dunia. Inilah perjuangan kita semua.
The Department of Justice has filed a civil complaint seeking to forfeit and recover more than $1 billion in assets associated with an international conspiracy.
The money that has been lost over corruption in Malaysia appears to be mind-boggling. According to Transparency International Malaysia, last year over 45 billion ringgit was estimated to have been lost over corruption due to the lack of political will, public support and weaker institutions.
Because the main problem is unsolved cases. What are unsolved cases? 1MDB, SRC, FGV, MARA, Tabu Haji.
So if you have open tenders, you have free competition, less protection, like APs now, is a form of corruption. Why should you get a permit to import cars? It must be tendered out. Why should some people get land and some people don't get land? I hear Sarawak is a big scandal coming up. Some people own thousands of hectares of land bought at very low rates.
When you talk about tender, a developing country or a country like us, Malaysia, we lose roughly 25%, right? The amount of tender. But I can guarantee you, looking at what happened in Malaysia previously, I think tender sometimes we lose between 100% to 100%.
When there's protection, when there are preferences, when there are monopolistic practices, when competition is restricted, and certain groups favored, there will always be additional expenses to pay, and the cost of business goes up. When the cost of doing business goes up, prices go up, inflation goes up, and the people who suffer are those majority who are the poor, low-income groups.
But the outline to curb corruption has already started to take shape. Stakeholders say that there's a need to revamp the legal system to curb corruption, which will in return reduce the cost of doing business and enhance productivity.
Our laws are not tight enough, so we must examine the whole legal system in terms of corruption. All these restrictions should be imposed in terms of tendering, enforcement, and money politics.
If you do not hire right person, recruitment, you are gone. That's why in Malaysia, we are weak in hiring people. We do not want to spend money. How do we hire people? Just check with the police whether you have record. If you don't curi ayam, you have no record. But do you know that in a big company, in a bank, when you stole 1 or 2 million, the bank will just fire you. The bank will not report. According to ACFE, Association of Certified Fraud Examiner, 70% or 80% of the fraud cases will not be reported.
Inefficiency is a kind of corruption. And there are a lot of civil servants who don't do an honest day's job at all levels, or not do sufficiently enough to be worthy of their wage. If their salary is maybe 3,000, 5,000 or whatever, they are just worth maybe 1,000. The other 1,000 is really for not doing too much. So the efficiency of the civil service. Look at the counters. Sometimes you get very polite, very nice people. Sometimes you get very rude, rough people. That is a kind of corruption.